People have asked me a lot of questions like, does being a god tier suck? Does the fact that you have multiple wives, is that a bad thing or a good thing? And the biggest question of all, what's Chaos Lord Society like? Well, I can tell you this. Having having a harem is not actually a bad thing. It's actually pretty cool. Chaos Lord Society is kind of sometimes, but I kind of roll with my twin brother Zan. We're kind of co-kings. It was kind of a way for me to still be king, like Dad wanted, and still be free to do what I gotta do. Because while being king, I lose a lot of my autonomy here. And I gotta do this, do that, but I'm still always around. I still always go back and help the lordlets and do my little kingly duties. And some people say, "Oh, Bugsy, you're a figurehead." And I'm like, no, I actually am a part of most of the change that goes on in the Higher Havens. Seriously, Zan has to call me if he wants to pass a law, and I look it over, and if it's cool and not stupid, I give it my seal of approval. But if it's dumb, me and Zan fight for like an hour. We both beat each other to an inch of our lives, and we both kind of come to an understanding that the law was either dumb or we may pass it. We just got to revise it. People say oh, then how, how did you meet Rance and Manic? I've known Rance since fucking preschool. Yeah, think about that one for a minute. Manic, Manic, we met at this one spring break, and he was kind of transferring to our school, and it was high school. It was I think it was like high school and middle school. I don't really remember. But the Three Royals thing kind of just stuck because we were always kind of we were the only royalty in the school. And we just hang out, singing songs, because that's where that really started. Us just being us and just doing our thing, and me kind of lusting after freaking Manic's mom. Yeah, Queen only. Yeah, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it since we're doing this. So do you guys want to hear what I gotta say about that? Queen Alina's hot, man. I know Manic's gonna hear. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, but your mom's hot. There are times. There are times where you had me over at the old place in the castle, and I'm just I'm seeing Queen Alina. I'm like, oh my god, but I would never act on those feelings because legit that breaks the bro code. Not saying I haven't broken the bro code on someone else though, because I kind of did not too long ago. But we're not going to talk about that. And the possible Steve United pageant that may have happened. Just saying. But you're probably wanting to know the other stuff. What was Spurb like? Okay, let me explain this easily. Spurb was fun, but Spurb itself can be hell. Because you stay in there for a multitude of years, growing inside there. It was okay, but it was more like a growing experience. Where last time when I got in prison and I was in the Spire, now that was actual prison. That was literal prison. And then I get the usual question. Oh, Bugsy, well, how do you feel about Seto? Would you be her third husband? Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you do it? No. Look. I may still find Seto attractive. And there is always going to be a part of me that will always fucking care about her. Hands up to the chaotic all father. I'm gonna be real with you here. but it still kind of hurts that she didn't really choose Dell over me, that she didn't come to me first. I would have helped. She's been, before that she was avoiding me after everything she said to me, and it still sends me in a goddamn tizzy, but I can't really fucking do anything about it, but hey, it's whatever. Next question. There's another one that goes, Bugsy, what's with the APC? No. That is something that Double made to fucking just make the videos funnier. He really just edits out the actual shit I'm saying and makes it funnier. YouTube poop style. Bugsy, what do you think of Lufer? I want to kick Lufer down the street and blow him up. Freeze a Krillin style. No sexual. Who is PT Chaos? Oh, PT Chaos is a possible future where I stay the Dark Ring leader. But since we're both named Bugsy, he wanted to change his name, and I just said, oh, how about you call yourself PT Chaos, like PT Barnum? And he enjoyed that. Who is Soft Bugsy? Soft Bugsy is a me that split from me to go back with Judy Funny. Yeah, that's a long fucking story. But, Soft Bugsy and I see him more as a brother. Kind of like how I see Mr. B as my brother. I have actual brothers and I have clones, and I have clones now. Funny how that works, huh? What would be your... I see this one question. What was your easiest fight? Beating the shit out of Infinite. Like, oh my god. Infinite is such a little pussy. Like, are y'all listening to me? I literally beat that motherfucker, and I slowly transformed into each form and whooped his ass thusly. While saying Sis Boom Ba. Don't even get the fanfiction started on that one. They were on it. And then Kim revealed that, Kim revealed that, because we were getting intimate, she said that when we get intimate, and I just used it to tease her. So now people know about that, but then again, everybody knows. And then again, the whole fanfiction knows what I do with my ladies. It's kind of annoying, but I don't know, it's kind of endearing at this point. Do you think you'll ever go back to being a Ghostbuster? Stranger things have happened, and, if the ghost population gets a little high, I guess I can go back. Fuck, I'm never gonna leave Ronaldo in charge of it. Fuck that motherfucker. Me and the boys, like, he tried to fight us, and I was like, I just literally kicked Ronaldo square in his nuts, and I said, bitch, you can't beat me. Stop. You are not some legendary hero. You are not some freaking dude buttoned with a destiny. That's me. You are just some dude who has a blog called Keep Beach City Weird. Stop fucking around, alright? How is Bugsy G? Oh, Bugsy G's been doing pretty fine. He's been, with his he's been with, well, I can't say it's his harem, because literally he doesn't want me to say it like that, but yeah. He's banging the goddesses of the game industry. He ain't touching the CPU candidates because he sees them as like little sisters he needs to protect. But him and Vert be going at it like, dudes, there are times where Bugsy G is literally deliberately butt dialing me. And he's like, ooh, Vert. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't need to be hearing the sound, the clapping, dude. I'm like, I'm just out here. All I hear is, and I'm just like, God, no, he's going in. I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck fuck, man? What the actual fuck? You'd be surprised how many of the other Bugsies butt dial me. And you'd be surprised how many times, Megalo and fucking Overlord and not Raph, freaking Yonki butt dial me. Sometimes Raph butt dials me, but that's more to fuck with me on a deeper psychological level. It never works. But I swear to God, Yonki be. You guys ever read I Hate Fairyland? Let's just say adult Gertrude in our timeline lived, met Yonki, they got in a bar fight with that one dude that was like, stop talking about Fairyland, and Yonki beat the shit out of that guy and shoved his spiked bat where the sun don't shine to that dude, and now the man needs a colostomy bag. I saw that, because I was in the bar, I was just chilling, because I wanted to see what Yonki was going to do, but yeah, that man needs a colostomy bag, and I was like, I looked at him, and I came up to him and said, dude, what's the one thing you don't do when in presence of never fuck with the Kuro? I'm like, yeah. So if Gertrude wants to talk about Fairyland, she can talk about Fairyland. Go to another bar, dude. There's this fucking whole block. There's a bar down the street. You can go there, you fucking moron. And I also kicked him in the ass, though, because I was like, oh, that must hurt. So, stuff like that, You just gotta think about those kinds of things, Oh, here's another question. Do I ever talk to Sans and Papyrus? Oh, yeah, I still do. I mean, I don't do videos with them anymore because they're usually busy. And you don't want to hear Papyrus and Metaton getting down. I don't need to be hearing Metaton go, oh, yes. And then hearing Papyrus go, going, wowee, wowee, wowee. And then like, oh my God, you don't want to know the other stuff. And Sans is busy with Torio. I ain't going to tell you which Sans. It would give it away. It would totally give it away. So I'm just going to shut up. Alright, here's another one. Did you ever beat Ultron? Did I ever beat Ultron? Yeah, but I also beat Tony Stark up. Let's just say me and T'Challa got into it, whooped him out. Don't really want to talk about it because everybody would be mad. Hey, I'm sorry that there's not any other. You guys watch the MCU and don't know any other black superheroes, when I know a lot because I actually read. Because, Mr. No Name and I actually read comics, The things you guys, run away from, like the plague. Because you don't want to learn anything. Let me just say something. Comic books, you can learn a lot from if you actually tried. Sorry. Everybody gets mad that, oh, Bugsy, you whooped out T'Challa. Yes, I did. And I'll do it again. Fucking had his own ancestors on his ass. It was just beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. You gotta love it when chaos comes together, you know what I'm saying? I'm being real with you. Being completely real with you. Fucking last time he fucking snubbed my people for needing refuge while I was going to deal with a world-conquering monster. He's like, no, they're not allowed. And I had to go beat T'Challa up, and that man is still sulking to this day. Him and fucking Iron Man. Iron Man's still sulking because Tony is still sulking because I beat his ass when he did the whole World War Hulk thing. Now, for those of you that are not comic book fans and don't understand that, let's just say, read Professor Xavier and a few others blasted Hulk out into space, which I did beat their asses for. I also made Doctor Strange's cape go inside him. Don't ask. So that happened as well. Don't ask what I did to freaking Professor Xavier. It got fucking intense. Also, I may have I may have beaten up Reed to the point where I blew him up like bubblegum donut. Like, literally, not what you're thinking. You sickos. I actually used the bicycle pump and I was like, pumped him up. He was like, no! I was like, you idiot, this is your fault. But I did have to go fight Hulk. Like, it took, like, everybody can beat him, but I was like, bitch! And this was during when Ryoko was still dead, so you can understand how I felt. I was like, bitch, my wife is dead too, but do you see me out here trying to fight everybody? Sure, the Illuminati shot you into space, and that was wrong. But trying to take over the world, that's some evil villain shit. So I literally grabbed the Hulk, put him in a headlock, and I said, sleep. I want to talk to Banner. And then Banner comes out. He's like, and I was like, I'm pulling you guys out of each other. I pulled the Hulk out of Bruce Banner that day. Hulk still cries like a girl whenever he sees me. Like, I'm saying Hulk fucking is crying. And you don't want to know what I did to Thanos or Kang. Oh, Kang. The horrible, horrible things I did to Kang. I don't even want to talk about it. But I would say this, and everybody's gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna tell you this. Like Runkle, Jimmy Pooh, from his show, Oh No, It's Jimmy Pooh. He actually kissed Peggy Carter once. No, I mean, he didn't just kiss Peggy Carter. He literally was, let's just say, he tripped the light fantastic. That's what he says when he's talking about intimate stuff. So, oh man, you don't want to know. I actually went back in time. I know I'm a god of time, right? So, I went back in time. I saw my grunkle Jimmy Pooh, deep. And I just sat there. I was like, and like, he was relatively young, but I saw things that I am not going to repeat even here. I am good. Another thing you need to know is that I'm actually good friends with Deadpool, Logan. I still call Scott Summers a dink because he's a dink. Madeline Pryor came back, but it was the X-Men 97 Madeline Pryor, and I'm hitting it off with her well. And also, I'm probably gonna be Cable's stepdad after this year is up. Yeah, just wait. I'm gonna be like, Cable, I'm your stepdad. Do stepdaddy. None of you understand or know that reference. Don't worry about it. But, and here's my dog. She's getting a drink. She's like, Bugsy, I'm tired of you yapping about your accomplishments. I just want to drink some water. That's my little girl right there. I mean, I also have Friska and Rika. Rika doesn't really call me as much because she's always busy. Friska calls me like at least once a week. I just go, hey, my little champion. She got to meet Mindfang because, Mindfang is, I brought her back and now she's part of my harem. So they had a sweet moment. Everybody was crying. I cried. It was a big moment. Some people ask me, what was it like being a cadet in the Mailman Institute? Well, under Miguel, it was fun, actually. He was, Miguel was the kind of person who would help you if you didn't understand something, and comfort you if you saw some some very creepy ass shit. He was a very nice man. I got my Master Commander title from him. And, even though he died saving the world, I'm always going to be indebted to him. Like, you have no idea. He saw the potential in me when I was just a royal with rage against his parents and everything else. And He saw the potential in me. And now I run the Middleman Institute. You know, some people say, you know, Bugsy, why, why, um, why don't you, will you ever, like, leave the Middleman Institute? Nah. I mean, I'll probably have a successor one day, but right now, nah, I don't need a successor. But you know what? Let me tell you a funny story. Here's a funny thing about me and Rance and Manic. Whenever we're like sitting down and we're just like either we're meditating or smoking some Firefly blunts, we'll sing a song and like the other two will be like, one of us will sing a song and the other two will try to guess it. Tell me why I was fucking high as a kite one time. Fuck it, I sang like I was singing Lil Lulu. First it was like Lil Lulu and then we all started joining in. It was like, and then it just ended with the why. You know it's true, Lou. You're very hard, and then like Manic goes, you're very hard to take, little Lou. We love you. And then Rance goes like, just the same, and we're singing, and like literally, sometimes that happens, and that's why we just brainstorm songs sometimes. You know, I got two groups really when I do songs. I got Schmucks for Life, and I got the Three Royals in the Building, and sometimes me and Rance just go. Sometimes me and Rance have a whole soundtrack called Get These Disfuls. You know, for people that want to try and step to us, it's a whole thing. You know, and like some people want me to explain the Zeta Omniverse. Dudes, you don't want to know the Zeta Omniverse, not from me at least. There are things you should know. And there are things that I did there that I'm not really going to say and or say or anything else. But you know, I might say, hey, I might say this to one person. Hey, Belkin President. I was thinking, you know, if you see this, maybe we can hang out later. I mean, yeah, nothing too crazy, you know, but nothing too crazy, Rep. I just want to we can just hang out, you know, that'd be cool. I did it in this video. Vince is going to find out and beat me senseless. I already know. Not like he can, but I'm probably just gonna let Vince have his shots at me because, you know, why not? It's not like he can do anything. But other than that, and other than other things I shouldn't be uttering, but can't say that night wasn't full of fun, you know what I mean? Vince is gonna probably beat me. Probably. Well, not beat me, but he's probably gonna work himself out like that one scene from freaking Pokemon, the first movie. You know, the one where that like clone Pikachu is slapping Pikachu. It's like you just hear him go Pika, Pika, Pika. He's just like, dude, stop Pikachu, stop it. It's like it's gonna be like that because I'm not gonna feel a thing, and I'm just gonna be like. Yeah, even in base, like, if anybody tries to punch me, I don't feel it, you know? I just don't. Like, Saitama's like, oh, because I can win in just one punch, that makes things less challenging. No, it makes it less challenging if you don't actually just limit yourself. That's the thing about Saitama. He literally... Because he did all those shits, he don't know how to limit himself at all. Neither does Goku. And don't get me started on Goku from the Prince Trunks videos because I had to go fight him a few times. And that Jiren that wanted me to wrestle him. I don't even want to talk about that. Let's just say I beat him, and sometimes that motherfucker tries to find me. And then I beat him again. And then the cycle continues. Esdeath. Esdef. Ooh, y'all want to ask me y'all want to ask me the fucking hard questions, don't you? All right, let me explain. Well, okay. Esdef. Esdef and Esdef was around during this when I was hopping multiverse bars because there was a version of her that survived. Because Tatsumi died and he, she kind of decided to live on but left the home multiverse because there was no point. Then I was in the Vortex Club, back before I owned it, and I was singing Rescue Girl. And if you guys know what that is, I was singing that shit from Mighty Switch Force, and I was like, singing that shit, and as if kind of entranced, jumped on the stage and tried to grab me. I was like, hey, miss, hands up the merchandise. And she's like, I want you. And I'm like, any other time I would have been like, ooh, okay. But, when you look at Esdef, she's got crazy bitch written all over her. You're just like, do I really, honest to God, want to do this shit? Like, honestly? Because Uncle Merlin used to tell me, he didn't tell me like this, I'm just paraphrasing. But he always said something along the lines of don't stick your dick get crazy, and it was a lesson I always kind of avoid, that never listened to until I saw Esdef, and I was like, oh fuck, I need to listen to my fucking great grandfather right now, and not get down with Esdef like my pants are attracted to the floor. Some people and oh shit, goddamn, you guys are asking me the big one. Why is Master Shake a middleman agent? See, the thing is about Shake, well, at least my version of Shake, in our universe, he's actually hyper competent. I mean, think Moon Division from Sakura Wars. Think of Kayama, right? Think of him, and think of Shake. Think everything that Shake has done in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, right? Think of it was all just an act to make people think that he's an idiot. But the Shake in our universe is actually very intelligent. He plays the idiot, but he's pretty smart when he wants to be. Well, actually, he basically is, but that's not me giving the man an ego boost. That's actually real. Me and him will actually have philosophical conversations. They'd be like, we keep fighting, and when is it gonna end? The fight between good and evil. And I just, me and Shake had these really complex moral quandaries, and we play chess. Yeah, Shake can actually play fucking chess. It's really fucking weird. I know some of you are probably like, huh? Oh, and you probably want to. And I'm gonna end this off. I'm gonna end this little series. Well, this first part of this series. I'm gonna end it off with one last thing. You guys are probably wondering, okay, how do you know Strong bad? Ooh, well, ever since the brothers Chapman haven't really been doing much with Strong bad, he's been chilling with me and the guys, and we accept him. And he's pretty cool. Him and Shake are best friends. They don't want to admit it, but they're best friends. Honestly, they're best friends. He calls Shake a cool jackass, and Shake will call him Mr. I can type with boxing gloves on, and Shake's like, that is physically impossible, by the way. And Strong will go, oh, I don't even know how you type with your freaking little yellow hands. How did they even reach? And Shake would just show him how they reach. Like, fucking Shake is like Rayman in a way. Just weird shit. Anyways, I'm gonna leave you with that. I hope you enjoyed. This has been. This has been. This has been. You know. Hey, living. This has been Living with Bugsy. I'll tell you more about my life, and no, there is no Lufer, so don't ask. Don't ask. It's just Double's fucking weird ass shit. Don't give that man any attention. He won't fucking say anything. He'll say anything. Say anything to keep that joke going. Anything, you hear me? Anything. Anyways, bye. See ya.